I'm Jim Thompson, and what we're going to be doing for the next 25 minutes or so is sharing with you what you will be doing, actually, what we will be doing together in our Get More Referrals program. And this will last about 25 minutes. Hopefully, it'll answer most of the questions that you have. But again, if you have any questions when you're finished, send me an email and I will be glad to answer any questions that you may have. Many times when I meet with attorneys, I'm asked, Jim, do you have that magic bullet, that silver bullet solution to get me more clients? And obviously, I don't. There is no magic silver bullet solution out there. I can give you some thoughts on how to get more clients by way of getting more and better referrals, but just giving you those thoughts and sharing some of those thoughts with you is not the magic bullet. The magic bullet is you actually taking charge and doing some of the things that we're going to share with you throughout this particular program. This is the Lawyers Get More Referrals Now program. And the bottom line is you're going to get more referrals now if you will put into practice some of the things that I am going to share with you. When I ask attorneys where do they get their clients, and obviously I'm sure you would answer the same way. Most attorneys say that they get referrals from other attorneys and their clients. And does this describe your plan for getting referrals? I like to talk about the accidental referral, and normally I don't like to read anything when I'm doing a program or doing a video like this, but I think it's important to drive this home. And the accidental referral basically says that for many lawyers, referrals are a coincidence, a fortuitous happenstance, a chance, or maybe just luck. But above all, they are a pleasant surprise. It is all at once a delightful and mysterious occurrence. They are thrilled to have the easiest clients of their life fall right into their laps, but in reality, they do not even know why or how it happened. In many cases, they do not even know where the real referral came from and whether they will get another referral. What I want to do right now is share with you for the next few minutes exactly what the Get More Referrals program is all about. But I want to remind you and keep this in mind. Everything that I am going to ask you to do on a daily basis, you can get done in an hour a day. Now, I will caution you with this that the first week may take you a little bit longer because you're getting used to something new. But I have designed this program so that everything I ask you to do each day you can do in an hour a day. So just keep that in mind as I go through the action items and the rest of this program. I am not asking you to do a lot each day, and keep that in mind. I am often asked why our program courses are so successful. And the reason is that they are not so much a training program as they are an implementation program, as you will see. Instead of just listening to theory, you are actually going to be taking action and become accountable for those actions. When you get right down to our program, this is the key, the accountability aspect of it. We've all been to seminars, lectures, uh, these type of things where we've gotten great ideas. We've been educated in what we should do as far as maybe growing our practice, and we've given some things that we can do. But the one thing that never happens, and I've been to many, many programs, is that there's an accountability feature. In other words, we take great copious notes, we get back to our office, and it goes in the desk drawer. What we do in our program is give you the education, if you will, which we'll do. We'll give you the action items which you need to do to be successful. And we are going to hold you accountable for doing those things that we ask you to do. And that is the one differentiation that we have that really makes our program successful. One of the things that we're going to be doing in the program is changing your referral mindset. Many attorneys will say, oh, yes, I have a referral mindset. I want more referrals, but they really don't know what getting a referral mindset is. And basically, it's simply this: you embrace referrals as the primary way to build your practice. It is a way of thinking. Everything you do will promote getting clients through referrals. Now, I say primary. That doesn't mean you're going to stop doing the other things you've been doing, but the referral mindset means getting referrals is the primary way you're going to grow your practice. This 3-week program is devoted to getting referrals from your clients, both your current clients and your past clients. And you're going to see how you can integrate and do both. And with the clients you have now, we're going to show you how you can teach them how to refer you. And then we're going to show you also how to reconnect with your past clients. Again, I don't like reading, and I'm going to go over this real quick. But what is included in each program? And there's going to be differences, different tactics and strategies we talk about. But each week you'll get either or both an audio or written instruction on what we will be doing that for that coming week, on how to get clients and the reason why you're going to be taking certain actions. You will be given 7 to 10, and probably most of it will be 7 to 8 action items each week, and with few exceptions, you're going to be able to complete every one of these action items in just an hour a day. And if you don't think you have an hour a day, you should watch my webinar on getting more productive time. Additionally, if you cannot figure out how to get an hour a day to build your practice, the practice you dreamed of in law school, then probably this program is not for you. Also, with each lesson, you will be given certain exercises to show you how you can get more productive time each day. You will also be having a tracking worksheet. I'm going to talk about that in just a minute, so that you can track exactly how you're doing each and every day with your action items. That, again, action items, I'll be talking to you and going over those with you. Some of the action items will be repeated. For instance, each week I'm going to have you plan your day the night before. I am sure some of you may have never done that before or may never have thought about it, but this is going to be part of the later part of what I'm going to talk about. And then each action item is designed to build on each other. I want to share with you some examples of the action items that you will be working on. These are going to be your tools that will get you more referrals and thus get you more clients and thus grow your practice. Planning is so important. And what we're going to talk about is planning your day the night before. This is particularly important for attorneys, and we will show you why it is so important and how you can do it. And once you start planning for your day the night before, because we all know things happen during the day and we never get around to do it, so that's why I have you do it the night before. Then you can start planning for the week and that type of thing. But if you're not planning in your law firm, then you know you really have no clue what you're doing or where you're going. So we're going to teach you a very simple way to plan. I know you saw this and you go, well, I don't have time to write in a journal. Well, here's what I want you to think about. I want you to think about writing in a journal only at the most. If you may want to write 10 pages, but really what I would want you to do is really write 2 or 3 sentences on what you accomplished each day, what you could have done differently, and this type of thing. And the people that I've done this program with that have started keeping a journal have really seen exactly how their practice has grown and why it has grown. When I talk about keeping a journal, I'm talking about going back and learning what you did the previous week. We all do things during the week, and we come Friday, and sometimes we go, maybe you're different, but most of the people I know, myself included, go, well, what did we really accomplish last week? When you've taken the time to write 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 sentences in a journal, you can go back and see what you've done each and every day. It's just amazing what doing this will do for your practice. Now, here's another slide that you're going to wonder, well, what do you mean set goals? At the beginning of January, I set these goals, and I never reach the goals that I set, so I never do goal setting. And it's been proven that 90% of the people, not just lawyers, but the general populace, never really set goals. And I want to share with you what we're going to do as far as setting goals. And it is an eye opener. It was for me, and it's something that I learned from Brian Tracy that really hit home with me. And I was one of these people that, yeah, I'd set goals and I'd never even reach them because after the first week they'd be out the window, quite frankly. What Brian Tracy suggests, and I'm going to suggest this to you, and we're going to talk about this in a greater detail, is not doing yearly goals, not doing quarterly goals, not doing monthly goals, but doing daily goals. And this is really an eye opener. I don't have the time to share the whole theory right now, but trust me, this is something that really works as far as you setting goals. And this goes right along with your journal. You can write your journal or write in your journal the goals that you're going to set every day. And the interesting thing is, as you do these goals every day, they're going to change. But by the end of the week or the end of the month, you're going to find out what are really the goals that are important to you. So just trust me, this really works. And this is one of the things that we are really going to teach in this program. One of the things we're going to have you do is listen or read for an hour a day. And right away, I know you're going to say, "Well, Jim, you said it's going to take me an hour to do this." It is a concentrated time, but you can listen while you're coming into work, you're driving into work, you're walking somewhere. You can put in the earphones and listen, and you can get that in very, very easily. And there's so many great books out there that will really help you build your practice. And when you start reading or listening an hour a day, you are really going to develop a great mindset as far as growing your practice. One of the things that we're going to be doing in these 3 weeks is targeting your current and past clients for referrals. And we're going to go in depth. We're going to talk in depth about the ways to do this and some of the things that will help you as far as doing the actual targeting. And as we go along in the next slide, you're going to see the tracking worksheet, which I'll explain in depth about how we're going to do some of this. This is the key to holding you accountable. And I'm going to spend just a little bit of time talking about this tracking worksheet. And you'll notice that it starts on the day of the week on a Tuesday. All my programs start on a Tuesday because I know as attorneys, Mondays tend to be, well, we all know what they are. They're crazy. So I started on a Tuesday and it goes through a Monday. And there's another reason for it I'll share just a little bit. But you've got the success agreements, and we'll talk about those a little bit later. But you'll see, and I don't want you to get too in depth about if you can't see what's on the daily action items. Some of you will be able to see it, some of it may be a little too far away. But obviously, we have those first five listed that I've talked about. Plan your day the night before, write daily goals, uh, write in a journal, listen and read 1 hour a day, keep a time log. And I'm going to talk a little bit more extensively on the time log as we go along. And then just for the first week, okay, this is what you're going to do. Tuesday through Wednesday, I want you to list your 15 current clients, your best 15 current clients that you have right now that you think can be good referral sources for you. Then I want you to think about again, Tuesday to Wednesday, your 15 past clients that could become back into your practice, could become referral sources, could be the sources of new business. Now, I want you to not just list them, I want you to think about them. I want you to think about, what they can do for your practice. That's the first couple of days. Then you can do those in an hour a day on Tuesday and Wednesday, no big problem. On Friday through Monday, you'll see F through M. I want you to send handwritten notes to your clients that you've chosen there. And then same thing with handwritten notes to your past clients. And we'll talk in depth about the notes. They don't have to be elaborate notes. And we're going to when we obviously get into the program, we're going to talk about some of the best practice methods to reconnecting with clients with practice notes. Hey, I may even have you do some phone calls to clients that you feel close to that you haven't seen in a while, but you can call them and say, hey, how you doing? That type of thing. Well, we're going to talk extensively about doing that. Then that last item there is I want you to think about working on an intake sheet. And I'm going to send you the form that I've used or developed and refined over the I guess years that we've been doing this. And it's not that long, but it gives you the information you need, such as your client name, address, phone number, email, all that other stuff, any particulars that go along with that, the spouse's name, perhaps what the spouse does, their children, their ages of their children, their birth dates. And we're going to go into the reasons why I'm going to have you do that. But with this intake sheet from now on that you're going to start using on Tuesday, from the next new clients that you get. And uh, you will see once you see that intake sheet that it's very simple to do. You'll have it in the folder, and when you want to send a birthday card or you want to send uh, the spouse a birthday card, as we'll talk about later, this is what you're going to go back to. And it's going to be so much easier to do that. But we're going to share with you some of the ideas that will help you as far as writing notes to your clients. And one of them is to have the stamps ready, to have the notes ready, to have a place where you can sit down and write these. And I've found that if I sit down and I write 10 or 15 all at once, well, after I write the first couple, then they kind of flow. But again, we'll talk about that. And do not worry about handwriting. I get clients that say, well, Jim, I got the worst handwriting in the world. It can't be any worse than mine. The bottom line is, it doesn't matter. It shows that you care. When you send a handwritten note, it shows you care because nobody else does it. Think about the last time you got a handwritten thank you note from someone, not just an email or anything of that nature, but a handwritten note, just saying how you doing, thinking of you. Um, there's a whole bunch of different things that you can do, and we'll discuss a lot of those. So maybe now the most important question to you is what is the cost of this program? How much am I going to have to pay for it? In my email to you, I shared with you what the cost of this 3 week program is going to be. And and basically it's very simple. It's $300 for the 3 weeks, billed in advance, and it does come with a 100% guarantee, which I'll cover in a minute. But I want you to think before you think about even spending the $300. I want you to think about something, and that is simply this. Perhaps you've never thought about this, but what is the value of one new client? What would one new client mean to your practice? What would two new clients mean to your practice? This is the way you have to look at the investments you're going to make. Obviously, the value of one new client would certainly depend on your practice area, but some of the things I found, and this may pertain to your practice, it may not, depending again what you charge and what the market will bear, obviously. But a bankruptcy attorney may be an extra $1,500 a month. A wills and estate attorney may make an extra $2,000 a month. A divorce attorney, $2,500 a month. Again, you have to think about your own particular practice area. Hey, one personal injury client, what could that mean? That could be your $1 million case. So, one of the things you have to think about is what is the value that you will receive if you get one new client versus the amount of your investment. One other thing I'd like you to think about is what is the lifetime value of that one new client you might get in a repeat business, in referrals. Think of thousands of dollars, but many attorneys don't even think about that. They think about that one-time client and they never think about making that client a repeat client, a referral partner. So just getting that one client isn't really the value. It's what the value of that client down the future can be. And it could be thousands of dollars to your bottom line. This is something else that attorneys hardly ever look at, and that is what is your return on investment? If you're going to spend X dollars, how much should you get back in a return on that particular investment? Is it 2 times, 3 times, 4 times as much? That's something you're going to have to determine, but that's something you're going to have to look at when you go ahead and put money into a marketing program or put money into anything. This is what you need to look at. What is your return going to be? So again, what is the cost of the program? And again, it's $300 for this 3-week course. That's $100 per week, and just compare that with your normal billing rate. Now, I want you to think about just that one new client, that one new referral could mean to your bottom line. Now, I'm not saying you're going to get a referral in the first 3 weeks. You may not. I've had clients that after the first week, they've gotten 2 or 3 referrals just by going back to their previous clients. But I'm not going to say that's going to happen because I cannot promise you any number of referrals because it'll depend on how hard you work and your specialty and a number of other factors. But I will make this guarantee that you can read below. This program comes with a complete 100% money back guarantee if you are not at any time satisfied with the value you receive from this program. There'll be no questions asked. You simply say, Jim, I don't find value in it. Please refund my money. I'll be glad to do that. Now, I would ask that obviously that you do the program. And if after the first week you, for one reason or another, don't have the time, you can't do the program or whatever, that's fine. Just say, I've run out of time. I just don't have the time to do this particular program. And can I get my money back? And certainly no problem. Again, I have only given money back in one case, and that was when, again, the client started the program. It was a little longer program. It wasn't a 3-week program, obviously. It was the 5-week program, but started a program. And after the second week, he had 3 new referrals, and all of a sudden, he just did not have the time to go forward. So gladly refunded his money. He became a great testimonial source, and he then signed up for the other program that I do with getting referrals from fellow attorneys. So again, it's a no risk at all to you. All you're going to do is be risking some of your time. And like I've said, it's an hour a day. And if you can't afford an hour a day, then you really probably do not even need to think about signing up. Obviously, we all know that simple ideas do not bring success. The only thing that's going to make you successful is taking action. Because if you don't take action, just having all these ideas floating around in your head is going to be basically meaningless. And we all know that. I know that some days it's very difficult to get motivated. And some days we just cannot seem to, for lack of a better term, get out of bed and do what we need to do. That's why being accountable, having someone hold you accountable is so important. Now, we all know that one day we may blow something off. And if we do that, that may be okay. But we don't want to get in the habit of going, well, I'm not motivated today. And so I get up tomorrow and say, well, I didn't do anything yesterday. So I guess I won't do anything today. No, you have to be held accountable. Yes, you can have that little lax time when something just doesn't seem to go right and not motivated, but you can't let that go more than a day. And again, that's why this program is so successful because you are going to be held accountable. You can goof off one day, but you can't goof off the next day. I want to thank you, first of all, for listening to this webinar. And if you found that it is beneficial to you or the program that I'm offering would be beneficial to you, here's what I'd like you to do is send me an email, and you have my email address there, letting me know that you want to be on the program. You don't have to give me any credit cards or anything right now. Just let me know you want to be on the program, and I will be back in touch with you. The other thing is that if you have any questions, and I'm sure there's going to be questions out there, let me know. Send me an email and I will answer every question that you might have. Now, the other thing, I may get a bunch of questions that all pertain to pretty much the same thing. I will send that out. But if I get an individual question from you, I will certainly answer it. Here is the thing. I want you to succeed. My goal here is to get you the clients that you need to succeed in your law practice.